Hello and welcome again to Mike Martin Asks. This week I have another special guest. He's another successful entrepreneur. He's actually a very, very, very good friend of mine. I've been very, very good friends with him for a long time. We've done a lot of work together. He actually owns one of my older products that he positioned very well to get the whole thing for himself, which is cool. He built his first, right, so he's been doing SEO way longer than I have, probably way longer than me and probably two other people stuck together with the time lengths. He's been doing it forever. Built his first mass page website back in 1997. I mean, I was still just running around trying to sleep with as many girls as possible at that age. It was like, that's a long time ago, okay? Over the years, and you've got to think there's a lot of years here, he's generated over $500 million in lead value for clients. 500 million. Okay, so I mean, I'm up there. And I'm considered probably one of the best in the game when it comes to lead generation and generating leads and making money from leads. And I'm not even close to what this guy's done. I mean, that is a ridiculous figure. That is mad. But it's true. He's also consults with multi-million-dollar companies about their marketing, mass page, and things like that. He teaches businesses mass page. I mean, mass page is designed not nowadays to just build thousands of pages, but to use to create local dominance online. And this guy knows it better than probably most. He's built over 700 websites for himself. And he currently builds SaaS software, which I'm hoping that's what we're going to get into a little bit tonight. I don't know we are for definite. I mean, we just play with this. We just wing it. We just see how it goes. But he does. He's doing some stuff with AI. He's doing some stuff with content. He's got a lot of exciting things in the pan. He thinks differently. So he's one of them guys, when I have a conversation with him, I always go, oh, fuck, you're doing that. And wow, you're doing this. And it kind of, the stuff he does kind of sticks. It gets you thinking. It gets you thinking differently. He does think differently. He's not like 99.9% of the people out there that all think the same. Okay, so hopefully we're going to get a lot of eye-opening facts passed across tonight and a lot of ideas put in our way. I'm going to stop waffling. I'm going to let him come on. My good friend, Daryl Ledyard, start by telling us who you are, my friend.
Well, that was quite an introduction, Mike. I really appreciate it. And yes, we have been friends for quite a while, and we've just enjoyed the sport of SEO and mass page, and enjoy us against the big Google. And I just can't stop it. I just love this kind of stuff that I get to do. But anyway, my name is Daryl Ledyard. I have spent have sort of a very dynamic background. I spent 32 years in radio broadcasting on some of the top stations in New York State. And while doing that, was always self-employed. And I started in my very first website back in 1997. And it was a software as a service before we even knew what that was. In fact, even in those years, they didn't even have the term SEO. It really wasn't even a thing until probably the late 90s. I went through the whole .com boom. We had a $40 million valuation on my company, and didn't take the money, thankfully, because it probably would have fallen on its face. But I took that company, and as you were saying before, we received over, I would say, just over 1 million leads in the course of 12 years that I was running that company. And the average value of those was $500 a lead. It was in the DJ and wedding industry, photography, videography, the whole 9 yards. And we were distributing them out to thousands of different companies. I should have taken a larger share of it, but we tried that and it didn't work out. It was better to just take a fee per lead. But anyway, there was that. Now I have transitioned from working for clients and doing websites and apps and things like that for clients. And now I've converted it into doing our own apps that kind of solves the kind of needs that I have been using these techniques for mass page. I've been sort of building these tools to kind of help people to do what I've been consulting businesses and my own company to do for a long time.
So take us back then. Let's first of all chat about this radio broadcasting. How did you get into that, and where did that start? Because obviously everyone's got a story.
Yeah, I always loved radio. I got my start. I wanted to be on the radio back when I was like 8 years old, and I just was very devoted. I built a pirate radio station in my house and broadcast to all the neighbors and stuff like that. And had did a lot of practice DJing until I got a radio job when I was 15 years old, and I got very lucky. I worked at a very small radio station that allowed me to do everything. I did news, I did sports, reported the news for the Associated Press. I did like production of my own shows and all that kind of stuff. And I got to learn everything full service when I was 15, 16 years old. And fast forward, I did the school announcements for my high school. And then fast forward to college, I continued to work in radio. I worked on 4 radio stations while I was in college, all commercial radio stations. And just I just always had radio in my blood. I worked for one of the biggest radio company in America, iHeartRadio, and I just enjoyed it. And that was always a hobby. It's funny, some people do radio as a career or broadcasting as a career. It was always a hobby for me. My real thing was doing like business, and technology was always a part of my business. So yeah.
Have you ever been told you've got a face for radio?
Yeah, I do, and I really do. Yeah,
Yeah, because I say to people, I'm doing a podcast now, and they're like, "Oh, good," because everybody expects it to be audio, and I'm like, "You cheeky bastards." But it is so working. So you've worked in a lot of the like iHeartRadio is massive, isn't it? I mean, even I know what that is over in the UK. Was you so you weren't on staff for them though? You literally worked, obviously, in the
yeah. I worked in
as like a subcontract style thing, was it?
I worked in the Syracuse market, but I also did work in like Rochester and Binghamton, other markets that are nearby. Fill-ins and things like that. I was on call all the time for every shift, so I could do mornings, I could do afternoons, midday, any shift that you can imagine. So I would be called up to do that. And so, but I was also involved with a lot of the programming discussions. We were a smaller company, and because of my experience, I was in trade magazines and things like that. Even though as a part-time DJ, Rolling Stone interviewed me, and All Access, and a bunch of different like trade radio and records and stuff. I had interviews with all of these different companies and media outlets, just because people knew me and they're just like, this is the guy right here. And I was, I could have worked in New York City. I had a job offer for a radio station there when I was back, and I was just out of college and stuff. And I just wanted to stick with the business side. So I stayed in one market, and I just do, I'm dangerous, Mike, because I do what I'm passionate about. I do what I enjoy, and I do it forever for as long as I want to. So I'm a very infinite person, and I don't do things for the money. So that's what makes me dangerous.
Yes, I think once once you've been doing anything, I think it was Napoleon Hill who said you need to find a definite skill, not a definite skill. He didn't word it like that, but what he meant was you need to become an expert in a certain area. And when he talked about people like Henry Ford, who was like, I'm motor cars, he didn't talk about Bill Gates because obviously it wasn't about them, but obviously he's done software. And the people who really become successful get to the point, they get there because they focus on something they absolutely love, and then they just go all in and they absolutely smash it. And I've noticed over the last few years that your stuff that you're doing in software, every time I see anything about you, because I'm not on social media and stuff, but I still get obviously feedback from various different spies on everybody. And I noticed that you're always pushing forward, you're always coming out with new innovations, you're always trying to change the world, do something amazing, which is what it is for an entrepreneur. Because I think somebody said to me, like, I got to the point a few years, not in the last 10 years, but in the last few years where literally I could probably retire quite comfortably. And somebody said to me, like, how much money is going to be enough? When are you going to stop? When are you going to actually relax and sit back and enjoy your life and enjoy your money and everything that you've done? And my answer was more like, this is my enjoyment. This is what I enjoy doing. There's something in me that even if I had 100 million sat in a bank account, I wouldn't have it in a bank account, I'd have it in property and different assets. But even if I was worth 100 million, I'd be in a situation where I'd still be doing the same stuff I do right now every single day. And it's because I need to have my mind constantly focused on
Yeah.
challenges. You the same?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I've told everybody I don't plan to retire. I want to work 1 to 3 hours a day, every day. And that's my play. My work is my play. So nobody can take that away from me. I enjoy playing. I enjoy creating. I enjoy innovating.
Do you have a pension?
Pension?
Yeah, have you got a pension?
Sort of. I have a trust. My
Trust.
dad, I have a trust, and my wife has a pretty good pension and stuff.
So
So
you're
yeah,
one of them trust fund kids.
yeah. Well, kind of.
Oh my god, I didn't realize that. No, I just wondered. I've never had a pension, and I never wanted one. And whenever I've had the opportunity to start one, I'm always like, nah, I don't want a pension. I want to. If I'm not worth enough money so that my grandkids can retire by the time I die, then I will never stop working and I probably still won't. So, but
Mm.
you've got an actual trust fund.
I don't like to talk about it, but let's
You're
just
embarrassed about
let's just say, yeah.
it.
I don't talk about it, but
Okay. So Daryl Ledyard's a trust fund baby, guys.
we
He, he went to school
could
with
remove
Paris
this part of the
Hilton.
talk.
Oh my god, I didn't know that. I mean, I was embarrassed about living in houses with no carpets and no wallpaper when I was growing up.
No,
They're like,
we
don't
were
talk
very
about the trust
poor.
fund.
Yeah, yeah. But no, I mean, it isn't like for me, it isn't actualized. But when I retire, then I would then have it actualized. So
I don't even know how them things work. I mean, I'm assuming they're pretty good. If I'd have had a trust fund, I'd have been dead by now because I'd have gone down the drinking drugs route. I mean, you've spoke to me on more than one occasion when I've been absolutely pissed out my head. It's over 2 years since I drank now. I mention it regularly because it's the hardest thing I
yeah.
ever did was giving up the alcohol and actually facing to the fact to say to myself, you've got a drink problem. You're a fucking pisshead. But when you
Mm.
eventually turn around and you admit it, and it's like, okay, you need to stop completely because if you can drink a bottle of whiskey in one night and get up feeling fine the next day, there's something wrong.
And how many books and how many softwares have you put out since that? And how many things have you done? I mean, you're doing amazing, and I'm super proud to call you a friend. And I mean, that kind of realization for somebody to come across that and just like coach themselves out of it, that's resilience. That's what you're made of, is resilience.
Yeah, I guess you have to, don't you? Either that or
Yeah.
you die. But if I'd have had I'd have been dead. If I'd have been in trust fund, I'd have been dead at 30. Maybe I got there. I'd have probably been there before that. Right. So let's push forward then. So obviously we know you started out in radio. We know obviously that's where your history came from. Most people are going to want to know about obviously your SEO. Are going to want to know about obviously any tips or tricks we can get out here, which I'll try later on. What are you doing right now? What is it that floats your boat at the minute? What projects have you got?
Right now, I'm in partnership with a few big companies to help them with their marketing. Consult a CEO on marketing. Actually, a couple CEOs on marketing. We're doing some things with programmatic SEO. I kind of feel like I'm the godfather of programmatic SEO because I see that term being thrown around a lot. It's just like I was doing this back in '96, and so like this whole thing of building a spreadsheet and building web pages off of that, I've been doing that forever, even before like dynamic sites and stuff. So I love this kind of thing. So to me, I'm doing that. Doing a lot with AI. We have a product called Relevant.Page, which is phenomenal, and we're finding all kinds of use cases for it. And the nice thing about it is, Chat GTP and GPT and all of these GPT-4s that's coming out and all that kind of stuff. They are all these general types of things, and what we've built is something very specific. Off of that similar technology, and just using, the solving for what we solve for as these types of digital marketing people and SEO people. And so our tool does that, I think, better than almost anybody. And so I'm super proud of it.
Do you want to share it? Let me have a look at it.
Sure. Yeah. Let's go ahead and we'll go ahead and share the screen. And
Let me get onto full screen so I can see you because I had something else up on the side of the screen right there.
okay.
Let's have a look at this, baby. See, I love stuff like this, and this is why I love doing these podcasts because obviously you fight like this now a little, and tomorrow I'll be like, "Oh my god, have you seen what they're doing with this?" No,
yeah, we really should
steal your idea.
Yeah, you probably will.
No,
but
I'm working on something completely different at the minute. That
I
yeah,
don't know how to.
we'll,
I click on share screen. I click on the screen, but I don't see like a button to engage it. Do I have to do anything on your end? Let's
no,
see
you should be able to share your screen.
Okay, let me try this. I
Click
have
with
to.
arrow, and you should be
Yeah.
able to share your screen, and it should move me and you out of the way.
Let's see.
This guy's been doing this since 1996. Okay, the guy who's the master of programming SEO, and he can't even share his screen.
He can't even share a screen. It's funny. I'm in dark mode and I don't see the button to engage on this Riverside thing here. We're gonna edit this out.
No, we're not. We keep this stuff in. Even the guys that have done 500 million. Right. Still,
All right.
So I'm going to try and share mine, and I'm going to click share.
Can you see my screen?
Oh, I can see yours now as well. Oh, look at that. We can both share them at the same time.
All right.
Wait.
Sounds good.
Wait there. There you go. And there's mine as well. Right. Let me hide mine. I'm going to stop. I was just going to show you how to do it, but come on. We're good.
Nice.
Let's have a look at this, baby.
So this is Relevant.Page. The idea behind it was an extension from a program we called Siphon, and Siphon was a disaster. I still learning my lessons from that, but we built an AI off of Siphon that is a part of Relevant.Page, and so we've been able to do a lot of things with this tool.
Am I right in thinking? Because I remember we had a conversation. You've not like I've got Page Rewriter here. Mm-hmm. Which is an AI tool, but we've built some of the code in it ourselves, and we hook into different APIs so that we can get the exact result we need. But yours is completely built in house from scratch, nothing else. I think I remember you telling me.
We paid our developer. Yeah, we paid our developer to create it for us, but he's now offering it to us as an API, and he's managing it because there's a lot of upkeep with your own AI model, and so they will train it for whatever we want. I'm not talking just prompts. I'm talking about training from parameters on up. For what we need. So that's why this is such a great tool. Is it's not GTP anything. It's our own thing.
So this has got no Chat GPT in it at all.
No. Right. We might use a part of Chat GPT to get some facts and some information to go into things, but yeah, this is a tool that is built and meant for digital marketers and mass page people.
Okay. Amaze me. Let me see what it does. This is
well. Let's just not like get our. Let's not to get too hopeful here. Hopefully, it works beautifully for us here in this task. But so what we have in here is a lot of things that are great for content creators, for digital marketers, for mass page people, for SEOs. Okay, so we'll start first with the topics and idea generator. Basically, I'll just give you a little quick tour. Is when you get into here, you can put in a idea seed thing. Let me see what's coming on here. It's still running the page. Oh, where is it here? Come on, load. So whenever you do a live demo, it's always going to act funky on you. But if this
that's the way it is, man.
What's that?
Don't worry about it. That's the way it is. It does that every single time, mate.
That's why. Right. That's why we don't do live. Let me show you this page right here. This is the website AI Writer. It may be because we have so much already running right now because it does use some stuff in the browser. I'm wondering if I have to shut a couple things down in order for it to run here. I've never had this happen before. So something's loading now.
Give me an outline of what it's supposed to do.
Yeah, so basically a couple things is one, you can take a website and it will basically grab the information from the website and use it the details to write off of that page. Okay, that was sort of the brainchild.
So you copied Page Rewriter. So you've copied Page Rewriter there, aren't you?
Well, I mean, we had it before you with Siphon, right? And then
Did you?
But this is a way that we could do, like, okay, let me just show you.
For example, your microphone's gone super quiet. You need to put it in front of your mouth.
Okay, yeah, it's a very, very responsive thing there. So basically, in here we have all of these different writing types. You can do a listicle. You can do a blog post, a service page, a product description page, a video description, video titles, about us page, a FAQ page, reviews and testimonials, and a home page. And
what's a listicle?
A listicle is like a top list. So
that's like an outline.
Yes, exactly. So if we were to put in, I'm just doing a jewelry store client, right?
Your microphone again, mate. You need to put it in. You need to put your microphone in front of your face.
I gotta move this over so you can hear me better. Can you hear me now?
Yeah, man.
Okay. I'm always bad with these examples, but I'm just going to take this and just put like listicle on topic. And I put jewelry store 14 karat gold. Let's just see what comes up. And it'll do its thing down here in this lower box here.
So let's say I was writing a book and I was writing a chapter on reciprocity, for example. Would this, if I said, give me an outline of a chapter on reciprocity, would it give me all the outline? Or
yeah, it can definitely. It definitely can. Now I don't know why of course, because we've got a lot going on with this broadcast, but it is definitely not working as expected. Usually it's a lot faster than this. Okay, here we go.
There we go.
Ways to shop for 14 karat gold jewelry. Shopping for 14 karat gold jewelry can be a daunting task with so many options, blah, blah, blah. And then it has all of these different top things. And then it says down here, it grades it as 98% human. Okay. 0.1%.
Okay, so copy and paste that then. Copy and paste that right in.
Yep.
And take it to like writer. Just type in fucking AI detector. So this tells you. Yeah, that one's a good one. I think you told me about that one. I might be wrong. Somebody told me about it. I know one of my writers does it because we're using ChatGPT and Page Rewriter to do our writing, and he sticks it through here.
They've changed this quite a bit. So it says it's 83%.
Wow.
So
that's straight out of the gate.
Yeah, straight out of the gate. Yep. So you just put in jewelry store 14 karat gold. You run it again, it'll do it again.
A different one.
Different one.
So,
yeah.
So just type in marketing tips.
Okay. Oops.
See, I'm looking at this thinking, do you know what? Have you seen all these guys that got like 200,000 subscribers on YouTube and they do all these 8 marketing tips, 5 ways to market, blah, 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 but something like this would fucking, it's exactly what they do.
This is great for doing video scripts for a quick video, and then you can talk about it and do all the graphics later and all that kind of stuff. So you got to be a little bit patient because it is doing a lot of things in order to write about things. But the thing is our tool is unlike ChatGPT, whereas we can write about stuff right now. We can write about things that just happened. Okay, so it's very different than other ones. But here you go. Define your audience, create a compelling content, get involved in social media, make use of SEO. So here are the 8 things, and I'll throw it in, and you can see this one didn't score as high. It has more robot to it. So in that case, there's 2 things you can do. You can hit the rewrite button and it'll rewrite it from there, or else you can just generate again and then hopefully get a different one. Now, the Google has said that they don't think about this, but the thing is we know how much to trust Google. So
do you not feel it's a bit of a David and Goliath story though? You're building something like this. I mean, look at ChatGPT 3 now, right?
mm-hmm.
What are they? When I think it's July, they reckon July. It's about July when ChatGPT 4 is going to be coming out.
It's supposed to be this spring, so it could come out anytime.
I mean, do you not feel? I mean, we've got an AI rewriter, and we use it specifically because it does similar to what yours is on about, and then we check it with the rewriter to see if it's human-like after ChatGPT has created the content for us. But I don't think we're gonna work any more on the AI side of it and the writing side of it, simply because, I mean, do you think you're fighting a losing battle?
Right. I get what you're saying. I don't know. I mean, it's one of those things that it's moving so fast, and search is going to change so pervasively that there's a lot of big questions out there for people like us, right?
Do you not think ChatGPT is going to take, I would imagine, 50% of the search away? Because I find myself now, right? We actually pay for it now. So, yeah, we pay for it now because there's that many people on it, so that we get a quicker service, which is cool. But eventually they'll run ads on it and do all the other shit like Google did. But I mean, if I've got a problem, right, I would much rather than going into Google and let's say I had a problem in my lower right abdomen, right? I wouldn't go into Google and write, what is it? Because I normally get about 500 different people giving me absolutely all the different things that's going to scare the living shit out of me. Whereas if you go into ChatGPT and you type in, I'm getting a pain just below my belly button in my right abdomen that comes and goes on a blah, 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 it'll give you what the real potential things are that it could be. That's why I'm thinking this is going to take out doctors. It's going to take out lawyers. It's not going to take them out, but it's definitely going to make them not as valuable. I mean, surgeons are still as valuable, but eventually they're going to have robot surgeons, aren't they? I mean, if Amazon can create things that pack boxes, eventually surgeons can be replaced, can't they?
Yeah, I think that there's a lot of things that robots are already doing in the surgery room, right? So what I mean, time will tell, but that definitely we're gonna see such an huge thing happen with AI taking over, just like the snippets have kind of become the first thing you see in the Google Map Pack and all that. The organic results are going to either be basically hidden or barely there. And if you kind of see where it's going with Google now, I'm going to have real time results and things like that. It's pretty insane. I wanted to show
you. Are you opening my
this.
YouTube channel?
Yeah, I'm bringing up your YouTube channel to kind of show you something here. This one says Steve Rosenbaum. It has a few pieces of detail in it. So what we'll do is we'll go to this program we have inside Relevant.Page, and it's called Comments with a Z. And I registered the domain comments.ai, and I wanted to make this because sometimes you don't know like what you want to say in your comments. So I wanted to show you how this works, if this will actually load. I was just going to take
what you want to say in your comments.
What's that?
What do you mean? What do you want to say in your comments?
Like if you wanted to write a whole bunch of comments and then paste them into different Reddits and YouTube videos and things like that, this could help you to have a stream of them that you can use without even having to necessarily watch the video or whatever. And it'll put in all the hashtags and all of the things. I don't know what's going on because this.
Why is that valuable?
Well, I think that it's valuable because you can put in a few notes and then it'll put up together a whole bunch. Let me just show you here for a second.
No, I
So
mean,
here it is.
like me having a YouTube channel. Why would that be valuable on my YouTube for me to?
No, it's for you to network. So you find the top ranking YouTube videos and
Yeah.
you create a very relevant comment that won't be deleted. And then you go and
Okay.
you leave that comment, then you go to the next one. You just copy and paste. And now you've got all of this exposure on these videos that have tens of thousands of views on it. Do you understand what I'm saying? So the thing is, you can say, do you want it to be positive and negative
Mhm.
against, encourage more videos like it? Other point of view, do you want to leave a funny comment? So it'll do that for you.
Go and put a funny comment in then. And
Okay.
this is
So we're
see
going to
that
leave a
interests me. Just taking the piss out of everybody. Go on,
so
so,
we're gonna make it a YouTube comment. We're gonna make it a little
yeah.
bit longer, and we're just gonna do 5. And let's see if we crash and burn or if this works. Because my desktop is doing some really funky stuff.
Yeah, it's running really slow, isn't it, yours?
Yeah, I mean I've got gig internet here, and it's not that. It's something to do with what we've got running right now on this thing.
You haven't had that computer since 1996, have you?
Yes, I have. Yes. Yes.
Are you on Windows?
Yes, I am. That's probably why.
No comment.
Yeah, I know. In fact, you probably are going to cut the interview now.
Yeah, no, I've got mate. Do you know what? I've just bought a new MacBook Pro, and I've got a big Mac thingy over there at the other side of my office, like one of them big tower things that's supposed to be all singing, all dancing, and superpower and all. And this MacBook Pro here is just way better than it.
Look, yeah. Look at what this wrote. LOL. I had to watch this video twice. Steve Rosenbaum and Mike Martin are an unstoppable duo. Get your back end fixed by Steve at this link. And then it has this flawless follow up. I'm totally impressed with their concept. Mind blowing, tech support, flawless follow up. I don't know what the hell it's writing. Wow, this video hits
Now
the
I
nail
get
on the
it.
head when it comes to fixing your back end. It
Yeah,
didn't even watch the video, and look at it, it's responding basically, and it puts in like an emoji, it puts in like different hashtags. Obviously you want to double check it before you put it out there, but let's say we wanted to say we are against this video, right? And we go ahead and we just put, we want to now be against it. We're going to say something that you're a bunch of morons or something.
so this basically does all the hard work for you, whether you want to have fun or whether you want to make enemies. This
Yeah, this
guy's a
guy is a
fraud. He's
fraud.
just
He's
trying.
just trying to get your hard-earned money. This is garbage. Save your money and don't bother with this guy. So if you see that on your YouTube comments, that's probably one of my customers.
Yeah. So what happens with I mean, I'm assuming you still have to copy and paste it in, don't you?
Yeah,
It just
yeah.
gives you
At this point, yeah, we don't have an API with it or anything yet.
but that's what. Are you planning on one?
We're hoping we just need more people to use it and buy into it. But yeah, it definitely is cool. We have an FAQ writer, which I know your tool does, but ours does the FAQ schema and stuff off of whatever topic. It's all AI generated. It uses people
Come on
also
then, show me.
ask. What's that?
I was going to say show me, but I don't know how long it's going to take. You're proper struggling with your computer, aren't you?
Yeah, we're definitely, everything is loading super slow on here.
So
But
what
yeah,
does yours do? Go to how does it do the schema? What does it do?
yeah. So let's say, for example, it's taken a second here. So let's say we'll put in marketing
Mm-hmm.
tips, right? And it will go out to the people also ask and give us a bunch of pieces of content here. We'll
Okay,
generate the
got you.
FAQ schema and write our own answers. So it's the same questions inside of people also ask, but it's
Yep.
answering it with our tools. So you can see here it is. It's starting to draw this all together. See, it's coming together for you. And then you can put it into HTML or FAQ schema and then put it into your site. There you go.
Do you have anything that like when you're trying to create a rich snippet type of thing? Does it have any parameters to actually get you into the rich snippet on the page for the page that's ranking, or does it not do that?
Yeah, right here. See this right here? This is for the snippet. So if you put
But the
this
snippet,
code,
this go on, read it out to me. Sorry, I can't see it.
oh, okay. Let's just go to the testing tool.
Right, if you put in like price of a plumber
Mm-hmm.
in that tool you've just shared,
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
if you want it to get into the rich snippet, it would always put like a price range, for example, wouldn't it? So there's different
Right.
rules around different sets to get to rich snippets. Will it do that every time all by itself without you even thinking about it?
See, take a look. It really depends because look at this is taking this question. I just took
Mm-hmm.
this right from a thing. What are some good marketing tips? It says marketing is a key component in any successful business. It helps to create brand awareness, drive sales, and build customer loyalty. With the right strategies, businesses can increase their reach and grow their customer base. And it just goes on and on and on. This one says, what are 5 most powerful marketing tips? And it says, define your target audience, develop a strong, consistent. So it did all this, and then if you click it again, it'll answer it differently. So you can
So
have
yours
like,
has done them. Yours has created all them answers.
yeah,
So it pulls in the questions and writes the answers, and then turns
correct.
it into schema.
That's
That is
right.
so much better than mine. That's fucking awesome.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
I got too much
Sometimes,
time.
I'm a
I
bit
got too
dense.
much time on my hands, must be.
Yeah, I'm a bit thinky sometimes. It takes a while to get it into my head, but I like to keep asking until I understand. And then and when it clicked, then I was like, now I get it. That's absolutely cool. I don't see the benefits of the YouTube comment about that. It's fucking brilliant. Absolutely brilliant, because they do rank your page, and if you get it right and you do it so that you get the rich snippet on the page, you can literally get right up at the top above everything else, right above the ads and everything, can't you?
Right. Right. Yeah, we got a lot of little gems inside here. There's also a reviews and testimonials writer that's pretty damn awesome. So like for example, if you were to write some reviews and give them to your clients to sign off on or something like that, it can be used obviously nefariously, but we're not encouraging that. But you can
So
basically put in.
would you write fake reviews for a client if they are? I mean, I don't have any
I don't
clients.
do these things, but I build tools that can do things. So like if we put in a brand, I'm just going to put in this jewelry store that I'm working with. All right.
Hmm.
And I'm going to put in Fayetteville. Wait. Oh, yeah. So I haven't used this in a minute. So I put the brand in there. I'm going to put in engagement ring.
Okay.
And I'm going to put in necklace, gold necklace. Great. Whoops. Great prices.
That's how I
You
just
can
spelled
leave this
great.
blank if you want to, but I'm just going to do that. And if I put in location, I can have the location. So I'm just going to put in Fayetteville.
What's Fayetteville?
That's the city, right? So I'm
Oh, right,
putting
it's
in
a place.
Fayetteville, New
Okay.
York, Casanova Jewelry, and I'm just going to go down here. I just love this tool. So I'm just going to hit reviews and testimonials. And what this is going to do, you're going to get a kick out of this, I think. What this is going to do is it's going to write, if this works the way as it's expected, reviews with fictitious names in areas and towns around that city. So within like a 10-mile radius.
So it uses the radius.
Yeah. So here we
Holy
go. So it says,
shit. Go on, I like this already. I've not seen
so
it yet, but
So it says, when I needed an engagement ring, I knew I had to go to Casanova Jewelry. The selection was amazing and the prices were great. I found the perfect ring for my fiance and she loves it. John S. Manlius, New York. Then it says, I was looking for a special gold necklace for my daughter's birthday, and Casanova Jewelry had exactly what I was looking for. The staff was so helpful and the prices were very reasonable. My daughter loves it. Karen B., East Syracuse, New York. These are all like right around near the area.
stick that through an AI, the AI detector. Let me see what comes back off that.
It's right here. It says it's mostly bot, but we can bring it in. Let's see.
No, if it says it is there, then that was pretty accurate before, wasn't it?
Yeah, we have it built
Because
in. I mean, we have not forgotten anything. I mean, this thing does everything you'd want it to do. I mean, look at it. It's 49%. So it's unclear if it's bot
still
or
all
not.
right. You probably want above 80%, 79 or above area to be. But looking at that, right? You see, I'm looking at that now, and I'm thinking to myself, if we were creating a mass page website for a jewelry style store, you'd have the jewelry store homepage, about page, services, all the other shit that you've got on the site. And what I'd do is I'd make location specific pages, which was just hundreds of reviews, right? And that's it. So it's like you're looking for a ring in blah, 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 blah. What they find is a jeweler near this, and they click on it, and all they see is a page full of fucking reviews, because that will rank like crazy.
Yeah.
Because it's super relevant. And the content itself, or what a lot of people are doing is looking at a lot of these tools that like analyze your content and stuff like that. And what we're finding now is we're going back where we have much, much, much less of the keyword on the page. And we're finding those sites are ranking way better than the ones where we've put the keyword in all the H tags and all the thingy tags and in all the. And we're finding we're going back to the old way of working, and it seems to be working better now.
Yeah.
Whereas, so something like that, I feel would absolutely fucking smash it. I really like that.
Yeah. We're doing. I'm finally doing some more experimenting. I'm using Menterprise right now to experiment with my AI tool. If you have some time, I could show you what I built that puts all of this to shame. But I have never shown it in public before, so I don't know if this is a good forum to do it.
So this is like Daryl flashing his balls to the world. Come on, do it. Mate, you know I'm interested in this stuff. This is why I do this. I like to speak to other successful people every single week and just see what they're doing, how they're doing it, what's working, what isn't, and just keep your mind alive.
Do you see this piece of content here? This, all I did was take exactly what was up here. This is what's so cool about Relevant.Page. One is you could just put the URL in and it'll do all the work for you. Or you could put this stuff in and just click blog post. And now it picks, and it's a blog post.
Go back a second. So, right, you can just get anybody's URL.
Yep.
It's good to just type in, I don't know, fucking Plumber London or some shit.
Yep. We got to talk more, my friend.
I know it's been a while. In fact, the last time we spoke was on your was it on your YouTube channel?
Yeah, I think so. Let's see here. All right, let's take this one right here. This just taking a rando local plumber in London. See if they got
Plimlico there, absolute massive, I think. Oh no, it's not. You picked the different one. No, nothing. Ignore me.
This one really isn't great, but I'll go ahead and use it anyway. But you can use a Yelp. You can use a Yelp page with this, and it works fantastic. You just throw a Yelp profile in here, and it does everything for you.
Because if you write in your content, right, let's say you are physically writing your own content, right, but then you want all the other shit on the page doing, I can pretty much just paste my URL in here and it'll do the rest, won't it?
Yep. You can do products, throw a product. We're going to make probably before an API, we'll do a WordPress plugin. So you can take your store's products, run it through Relevant.Page, and it'll write all the product descriptions. And it does an amazing job at that. Because you can already see how well it writes. Based on those testimonials, you can see. All right, so we'll go ahead and pop this in here. right? We're just going to leave it. Everything else, we're just going to write blog post. And we're going to generate content off of a URL for some plumbing dude.
No, don't. I was going to say, don't do blog post. I want to see the what are them things you just did a minute ago.
The listicles?
No, what are them? We've just done
Testimonials?
testimonials.
Okay,
Yeah.
yeah, sure. I can't stop it right now. Let me see if I can.
No. Yeah, I get it.
It'll do its thing. But yeah, I mean, and the thing is once you have this, you can change the location and export it again. And that kind of so here we go. So are you looking for a reliable, affordable plumber in London? Look no further. We offer quality plumbing services at competitive pricing at no hidden VAT charges. Our prices are this much an hour from 8 a.m. to blah, blah, blah. No matter where you're looking. It grabbed all of this stuff. And now he must have mentioned no VAT on here. So that's why it's coming up. But that's what that did. Now, if we go in and do a testimonial, let's see here. Let's show you what happens when we do a testimonial.
You could have someone who's never done anything before using these tools, couldn't you, to just create out your page content?
Yeah.
And it's got a rewrite feature down the bottom, so you don't have to generate. Because I'm assuming is this is writing the content, isn't it?
Yeah, it's all writing the content, but this will do another rewrite of that same content, and it just takes a split second. So here we go.
So does it pass Copyscape?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Always does. It's all created. So here's your information. I'm so glad I found this local plumber in London. I needed a plumber near me, and they were able to come out quickly and get the job done. The prices were very reasonable too. No VAT and only $120 an hour between 8 a.m. and Monday through Friday outside. That's a little bit weird, and it put a fake name there. I had an emergency call out, and these guys were great. They arrived quickly and very professional. The price was only $300 per hour between. So it's basically taking that.
You see what it's doing there, though, right? What it's writing there. Those testimonials, if they was put into your rich snippets, because of the way it's got the price and the way it's got the working hours and everything else for people asking questions in Google, they'd likely rank if it give a price range.
Yeah.
But it's not. They're not dingies, are they? Go on then. What was the other thing you were going to show us?
we're having a fun time here. So yeah, the other thing is if you want to rewrite the homepage, you can just click homepage, and what this will do is it'll take this information and create a hero headline, all of the things that a typical homepage would have. It'll put it together for you. So if you're a web designer or web developer and you want to have it right out.
So is this inside of your Mass.Page tool?
No, it's not. This is just Relevant.Page.
So it's on its own.
Right. So that you'd have to run that again. It didn't do a ton on that one. But we would just have to hit it again because we have unlimited. So you can just do unlimited. Just hit it again until you got what you're happy with. Or you can do a service page. Let me show you. All right. We're nerding out completely on this, but we have this local service page writer, which is really cool. Some people really like this that are mass page and people that are building landing pages for your business. And this particular tool, once it loads here, will make sort of that, like you were talking, that perfect service page with AI. And you can base it on an existing brand or any brand that you're wanting to come up with. So I'm just going to put in my company here because I'm going to put in Ledyard Digital Marketing. And I'm just going to go ahead and fetch the URL. And you can take any business for this. And this is that structure that you were talking about, that you could do, like, say, a book or something. Oh, shoot. I have to update this. But anyway, it would basically take from the page. But I'm just going to go ahead and put in NYC for New York City. And I'll put in SEO marketing. Build the structure. And then if you're not happy, you just build the structure again. So here you go. Okay, that's not as specific. Let's see if we can get something a little bit more specific.
See, I don't even know what a thesis is. It says the restatement of thesis there. One of my staff said to me the other day, I did my thesis on something to do with history, and I was like, what's a thesis? And then he told me, and I forgot again already.
Yeah, it's like basically what you're saying is your like a summation of what your thing is about. Looks like this one is needing some repair, so I won't show this one. But oh, here it is. Introducing the topic of SEO marketing, discussing, summarize. Now, if I just generate the content, it'll use that structure, that brand, that city, and it'll build that kind of landing page content that that you're kind of looking for to copy and paste into a landing page. So if you don't have, let's say, a mass tool, or you just want to do each page or organically, this can give you a chance to do that by just once you have all that stuff, you just hit generate again, just change the location. And it's pretty easy to do that. And you can also put in anything up here inside of the structure. This is all editable research, but here you go. SEO marketing NYC. And it just goes in, it throws my brand in there. It talks about all of the different things, and it just goes on and on and on. And, it can be used as a web page for that. So,
What are them other tabs? That local info, research.
yeah, so that's the other thing is, let's say, for example, you hit the local info. Typically, let's see, local info is supposed to grab you things that you put on the page based on the location. I'll have to take a look as to why. I think there was a button that is missing here that you can click, and it'll grab the local information, so you can have a really relevant city page, and you can throw that in an accordion or something like that. Summary, you can go click on summary and generate a summary based on that for your description. And we even have a translate where you can translate the text into a different language. So you pick Chinese if you want, and it'll change the
I wouldn't trust that.
Chinese.
There's so many people running around with random words on their arms in Chinese, they think it says something else.
Yeah, so that now you just built the landing page in Chinese. So
see, that's pretty cool. A lot of people do work for businesses that it's whether it actually makes sense after it's been translated, and we don't know because we don't speak the language, do we?
Yeah, so I'm gonna hold back on showing the other thing, but I just wanted to show everybody you can get this at Relevant.Page, and we really should do a webinar and really show people some of this stuff.
I mean, I'll get the feedback of putting the video onto YouTube. I'll see whether people are interested in it, whether people put in the chat down the bottom, let's do a webinar. Let's see what people think, because I honestly feel you're fighting an uphill battle with this one. I love it. I think it's cool. I think it's got loads of cool things, but do you not feel that how many millions are they spending a day on development? It's like, is there a way of beating some? It's like trying to get a rocket to the moon before Elon.
Yeah, right.
It's not. Do you know what I mean? That's kind of what I see as. So like I when I'm passionate about something, I'll go for it and I go after anybody and I try to win on no matter what. But sometimes it was like, if you remember Rocky IV, Irvin Drago versus that little Rocky Balboa dude, it realistically never won, would it?
Right.
But
right.
I mean, it looks like it's got loads of really cool application, and we've just started paying for ChatGPT, so I know that eventually it's going to become paid, and at that point, that's when obviously there's an opening in the market, or for these small niche things. Is it expensive?
It starts at basically, well, we have the smallest plan, which is like $20 a month, and it goes on up to $100 a month. Um, so it's not super expensive. The nice thing about it is it's very niched for what we do. And so, Chat GPT and Jasper and things like that, they're more like general purpose. And the people that are using Relevant.Page are using it every single day because it is just so helpful for what they're doing. I have doctors that own this and are writing books off of some of this stuff because they can just, there's a one box writer in there, and they can just put their notes in and it'll just write it off of those notes, and just perfect. So
Have you got any? Have you got any pages that you can show that are actually ranking that have had content written from this, like demo sites
I'm
and
just
stuff?
starting to do that. Let me just show you one of the Menterprise sites, and I'll show you it's all written with this Relevant page. All right.
Don't Menterprise put like fucking 2 million pages on a website?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, but we're
They're
not
never
doing
going to fucking work.
What's that?
Are you getting much traffic off them?
Well, I just started a couple days ago with this new campaign. So
I mean, when they show me that, I've tried doing these multi-million page sites, and you're getting like fucking less than 1% indexed, and they're normally in shite areas that don't. Go and show me. Let's do the site code on it as well, and have a look how many.
Let me show you here, and we'll bring this back up. Now I know why I couldn't share my screen, because I had it minimized. All right. Anyway, let me just take one of these sites here. All right. So here is the site. And this was all created with AI. The only thing that I had to do is get images, but everything else was created with AI. So if you click on this, again, we probably have too much intensity of keywords, but we're grabbing local cities. And the AI is putting that stuff directly into all of these pages. So the phone number, the other keywords, and all that stuff is going into these pages. Okay.
Has this indexed yet?
Yeah. I don't know if this page is, but like I said, I just started this the other day. So let me just put in this. This is one of the
probably
sites.
won't.
It's already indexed in 1 or 2 days. Look at this one. I just did this 2 days ago, and I have 58 results already in Google.
Scroll down, find something with a keyword, though.
Oh, hang on. Categories, official website.
This is still how I do my rank checking on my websites. So I'd find something that is worth ranking for.
Oh yeah, and do like a reverse search on that particular topic.
Because I've seen a few of these Menterprise sites, and I was always a bit, does it, doesn't it? And when I looked at the sites that it was producing and the guys that were using it, the results we were getting were fucking ridiculous.
Right here. Here's a home solar. I'm not sure if this one, I deleted that one. Let me see if this Manuka honey. All right.
Do that one. Search that. Home solar installation cost Honolulu. Yeah, nothing else, just that bit though.
We did that page got deleted because I was experimenting, but it already. I mean, it's getting indexed before I even want it to.
Yeah, the pages are definitely indexing.
Yeah.
How many pages is on that site?
See, I did a total of 13,000 pages with the AI.
You wrote every single page is different?
Yeah.
So every single page is unique?
To some extent. Like they use programmatic SEO techniques to make each one different. But yeah, the headlines will be different. Like some of the body will be the same, but it changes because we use variables inside of all the text with the AI.
And so if you get one of the URLs and paste it into, just pick a random one and go to the AI detector, see what it says.
So let's take this right here, this little statement here, okay? We'll go into Google.
No, I'd get the URL.
Huh?
Get the URL itself and paste the URL into. into the
Google?
AI detector.
Oh, the actual. Which tool
Yes.
does that? Which tool?
Writer.com, I believe, does it. Is it Writer? If you just type in AI detector,
Yeah,
I think Writer, yeah, that one.
I got it. Okay. Okay. The moment of truth. Oh, what happened?
Don't know. I've never seen it do that before. It doesn't do the whole page. It does the first few hundred words.
Oh, okay. So it
That's
says
not bad.
no. Well, let's just take
It's
the
apt.
let's just take the whole page. Okay. Grab the whole page. Grab it. We'll go into the big one here. Paste it
This one
in.
still doesn't do the whole page, you know.
What's that?
It
It
still
does
doesn't do the whole
25,000
page.
characters now. They increased it quite a bit.
Watch down the bottom. It'll tell you when it's finished
Okay.
how many words it's done it based on.
Yeah.
See, 226 words. And that was your last one. We had it the other day and it was saying predicted on 8 words. And it's like, what the fucking use is that?
1,800
Oh,
words.
that's actually done a good job there.
78%.
76%. That's good.
76%.
Now just grab the content off the page, the actual section that's just content.
That's what I did.
Do you know what I mean? Because Google, it's not. It's the whole site, that, isn't it?
No,
Let's get your menus and everything in.
this is just the content, Mike. So if you just go down, just the content. I'll go ahead and check again. Get rid of the formatting.
And every single page is unique. So how long did it take to build this website?
A couple days, like just doing some things because you have to get the images and all that kind of stuff. But I've got all kinds of different things that we're putting in here. And look at it. Look what the AI does. It bolds different SEO keywords inside the text for me. It does all of that. I didn't have to bold all that stuff. I mean, it's not perfect, but
how many leads are you generating a month now then? Thousands and thousands.
well, I just started this, but yeah, this is an experiment. This is the kind of stuff that I do in my free time. What free time I have.
You don't have free time. Your free time you do doing things that people class as work. That's
Yeah.
called being an entrepreneur.
Yeah. Like, look at this one here, lead generation platform, right? I'm going to put your affiliate link in here.
I haven't got an affiliate link ever.
For MPP and stuff like that. But look at this. This is bulkleads.net.
Ah, right. I get you.
This is one of my tools. And so when you click on it, it goes right to my link. And it throws the brand in there. It shows in all the different keywords. And you can just rinse and repeat and do another one. And it just changes it out. It's fun. It's really, really cool.
Are you finding that? I mean, we're actually getting okay results now if we go through and we rewrite the pages, and we're finding that it passes the AI detection. But I don't know how accurate these AI detectors are. There's about 7 or 8 of them, isn't there? And if you check it in all of them, every single one of them gives you a different answer. So I'm a bit like,
Right.
Some say it's perfect, some say it's not. One of the things we have found out recently, though, because we've been working a lot on YouTube channels and stuff, because writing's become so anyone can fucking write now. It's kind of become not worthless, but it's nowhere near as valuable as it was 6 months ago. Whereas I could say to somebody, $2,500, and I'll write you a sales page. You try saying that to somebody now, and you'd be like, I'll just do it in ChatGPT for free and hope it converts. But what we've also found is using the automated voices. We've been testing so we're building a few channels at the minute, and what we're doing is we're doing one based on human influencers, and what we found is we're doing tests and we're seeing if automated voices get anywhere near as much traffic in YouTube as actual spoken words, where people have read it out properly. Because we wanted to see if it can actually detect if it's an automated voice, and it can. The videos we're doing with real human speech, like we did one on Saddam Hussein the other week,
Yeah.
And it's had about 11,000 views in a week. And that's the one that's done in a human voice, whereas the ones we're doing in AI voices, YouTube's not giving them as much traffic.
Yeah.
So YouTube, it's not bringing them down,
Right.
but it must know somewhere
Right.
that we're taking the.
And that's what we'll have to see. But I've already done some testing with regard to this. So let's say this page right here. I'm gonna say Manuka honey. I want to take like one that has like a town. Here we go. Manuka honey benefits. How Manuka honey benefits in El Paso, Texas. Let's just take this one. I don't know if this is going to rank, but I'm just going to go ahead and prop
I
this
would
in.
expect it to, because it's a useless keyword. It's like a single. You know, when you do single variable testing,
Yeah. So
that's the
there,
type of keyword you'd use.
right. So that it in quotes it shows up as the thing. So it's in there. So let's go ahead and take it and see if it can hold up against the big guys. And yeah, it doesn't have enough authority quite yet. So we'll have to see what happens against these eBays and the Walmarts and all that kind of stuff. Right. So we have to see what happens. That's why we experiment. That's why we try things, you know, because
It's
if
fun in
I
it,
can,
testing and playing around and
yeah, I figured it's a
and
fast and easy way to test the AI content at scale and to see. So
is that why you're using things like Manuka honey and location? Because you know it's kind of like almost as close to doing a single variable test as you possibly can, because you're going after keywords nobody else is ever going to try and rank for.
well, no,
So
I'm going
eventually,
after anything
it's
I have an affiliate link for. I'm doing anything that I can make money off of while I'm doing it. I want to make money. So
so. What do you do? What type of affiliate stuff are you doing at the minute? What type of products do you promote and things like
web
that?
hosting, our Relevant.Page, that jewelry client, bulkleads.net, um, whatever I can get my hands on to try it out with.
And what you finding's the best products to promote as an affiliate for you personally, doing these mass page style
I
sites?
always say if I'm telling anybody to get into affiliate, you want to do either webinars, videos, like testimonials, like a TikTok with you basically, because it's the same thing as what you said about the video performing. The video with you as the human will always get more people than running automation. So what you're seeing here is a test of automation. But if I did a TikTok or if I did a YouTube and I just held my hand up and said you got to get this affiliate thing, I probably would sell way more than automation will.
So getting in front, yeah. So you find getting in front. We don't have any automation running at the minute, us.
Yeah.
We do for certain things like processes and things like that. We've got lots of processes that
Right.
are automated, but the actual stuff that we're putting out, we kind of when ChatGPT came out in November, I realized that I needed to figure out how to start doing more in media. So what else are you doing right now that's interesting? What else?
We're doing some things with our program Domain Kicks, and I can't really talk too much about it, but I will say that it involves a way for people to sell their domains, which our customers have really wanted is a way to sell their domains very quickly. And so we're building in a really interesting price negotiated platform. So yeah,
So
we
you're actually creating an auction,
right, but
a domain auction site.
it's a really interesting way of doing it that I think will work very well. And we're also looking to provide people lists of the domains that are available that have fallen off the radar. For example, ones that have fallen out of directories, because we're going to be scraping all kinds of domains, and we're going to be finding ones that just fell out and we're going to see if they're available. And then we're going to alert people and say, look, these domains just became available. So we want to make a really high value newsletter that goes out on a daily basis of what they can register for no additional cost. So they can.
Are you going to charge for the newsletter?
It's a membership. So you just pay one price and you'll be able to get that domain newsletter. You'll be able to actually buy and sell domains without a commission. And so you'll be able to basically not charge as much and be able to sell your domains to people that want to buy a domain and then flip it at a higher price somewhere else.
So you've got a newsletter that's going to be sent out to all of everybody in your email list, and they'll get domains every single day
that
are available to buy, and then obviously somebody who pays you a monthly so that's free.
Yep.
And then
no, not free. It's not free. There's one part that's free. That's the basic one, but then we have a bigger one that they get as part of being a member.
Yeah, and then another part where if they're members, they can also sell them into your domain list.
That's right.
I love that idea.
Yeah.
That's genius.
Yeah, I want to help people to sell their domains instead of waiting for so long to sell them. I want you to be able to sell 10 a month. Like I want you to be able to buy it for $8 and sell for $200 to $500.
Are you doing right? This is just me thinking outside the box. Do you know how I'd promote that?
How?
With affiliates.
Oh yeah.
I would have affiliates promoting the newsletter, and then obviously people sign up, they get a commission or a commission off the first end or whatever it works, and then it moves on to because that's absolutely brilliant. I think that's a really good idea.
I love domains, as you know.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
So it's great because they're the original digital real estate, aren't
yes.
they? That's like, I mean, a domain. There's so many domains I looked at 10 years ago that if I'd have bought them, they'd be worth 50, 60, 70, 80 grand now.
Right.
And I didn't get them because it's like, well, I've got no use for it. Not forward thinking.
Mm-hmm.
And it just, yeah.
But if you can get 100x profit pretty predictably and selling it for only $500 or $600, but then you bought it for $10, I mean, come on, why wouldn't you do that?
Yeah, definitely. It's domains is easy money, and because like Google still gets something like 10% of its searches every single day it's never seen before.
Right.
Even now, still all these years later, right? It was like 4 or 5 years ago. It was like 25%, right? But they're getting a percentage that they've never seen. Meaning, domains are words. So if you think how many billions of searches go into Google every single fucking day,
right?
Domains are words. There's always, if you're thinking outside the box, there's always a way of putting something in there and then building some sort of around it, and then selling it. Like you'll do a video sales letter that explains why it could be valuable, how you're going to use it for your business, why it's relevant to this or this person, which is only a 2 or 3 minute video sales letter.
Yeah.
With a buy button at the bottom. That's all you need, isn't it? A landing page with a thing, and then boom, email it out, and people will buy it all day long.
So one of the things that makes Domain Kicks really unique is, okay, if you use a drop catch service, they're going to charge you $75, $100 to catch a domain that becomes available.
What's a drop catch service, just in case people don't know?
A drop catch service is, let's say you want to get a domain that's not available, right?
Yeah.
You have to pay per domain that you want them to try to get for you. And a lot of times, this is what the thing is, I hate this, is that sometimes they'll just say, well, we'll negotiate with them and try to get them to, you don't even know if they called the guy or not. And they take your money, $150, $75, whatever it is, to try to get a back order domain, right? Well, one of the things that our tool does is we don't care about the networks saying that the domain is available once a day. Like a lot of these services will tell you once a day. We check every hour if your domain becomes available. So if your domain becomes available, or somebody else's list comes available, or some list that we're monitoring comes available, you'll get a freaking email the second it becomes available. So Domain Kicks is the only tool that I know of that does that. And you'll get an email right to your inbox that this domain that you were watching before, it was on your dream list, is now available. I get them every day. And you can register them for $8 or $10 or whatever if you got the bulk domain thing. And it's phenomenal. I love it.
I bought a domain last week before, about might have been 2 weeks ago for a grand, right? And it's a domain I wanted for it, and it came up, and I bought it, and then they give me my money back, and I couldn't get it. Why does that happen? Does that happen often?
People take their money back. With the program that we're using, it'll be through escrow.com. So everybody will have to have an account with escrow.com to buy and sell them. We're not going to be involved in that part of it. We're just a membership site for people to bring buyers and sellers together. But yeah, I've never heard of that. I mean, I sell domains passively. I just sold one last week. But sometimes people are fraudulent. They'll get the domain, then they'll do a chargeback or something like that. And so that's why these companies, are putting their neck out there.
Well, that's what. Yeah, I'm just checking now to see if it's available again, because I bought it. I spent $1,000 on it, which is not a lot. And then I was waiting for it. And then all of a sudden, they put the money back into my PayPal account.
Do you know why? A lot of times, the person you're buying it from doesn't really own it, and then the afternick or whatever finds that out later, and they have to send you back the money because the person didn't really own it.
Okay, yeah, that's probably it, because now it says it's taken.
Yeah,
bastards. So do you still work with clients?
I do. I don't. I have to really streamline, Mike. I've got way too many things I'm involved with. So I'd like to streamline this year and put more energy into less things. But I enjoy, like I said, playing and solving things, but I really need to build a team like you've done. To sort of run and manage that part of the business. Like you've got Martin, you've got Keith, and you've got your other members of the team. You got to have that when you're creatives like we are. I need to just.
I've got a right-hand person now. So all the writers and everybody else that does everything, and the people in all the areas. There's a girl called Harriet who works with me now, and she literally does everything for me.
That's great.
She's like, I've got Lorna, who's my mother at home, and I've got Harriet, who's my mother at work, and that way I can just float around being useless.
Yeah,
it's essential. It really is essential. It's like the what they actually bring to the table, even if it can't be quantified financially. In what it does for your head as a, right, well, I don't even need to turn up at the office or look at this or talk to any of the staff on what they're doing. I can speak to one person and she can speak to absolutely everybody else if necessary, or I can go around and speak to them all if I'm feeling social on a day or not a day. But it kind of, you do have to you need that infrastructure. And that's kind of what I did last year is I took a bit of time off webinars, a bit of time off selling, and I started to build an infrastructure around me, around Martin, and we get the people we use external now are rock solid, and we've got rid of a lot of the hit and miss guys. Mm-hmm. And I think that's something you have to do, because then you're ready to start scaling to the next level. And this year I'm going to be doing a lot of webinars again. But now I've got this infrastructure in place that I could potentially do 5 or 6 webinars a week, and it wouldn't impact me as workload, because I'd turn up, do the webinar, I'll go home, and that'd be it. Everything else will be dealt with. Mm-hmm. And I think that's when you get to the point where you can actually sit. But hence why I'm able to do this now every week. I've got a webinar straight after this actually. But that building that infrastructure, we did it with David's business last year. He was at the point where it's like, right, we need to now build a ton of repeat income for you. So we worked on it together last year, got him to a level now where he's super happy. And then the next step now is I'm trying to help him build an infrastructure around his business similar to mine, so that he can then, the following year, we'll do that this year, and then next year we'll scale him to 8 figures, mid 8 figures. And that's when obviously things really start to come together. But I think that's where a lot of people fail, because people think that when you get into business, they're going to be able to go from 0 to 10 million super fast, and if you do this and just sell. But that's not what happens. It'll just fucking implode on itself.
Go stages.
What happens? You have to get to Yeah, I mean, it took us so long to get to six figures a month, like ages and ages and ages, but then once you start getting to that 1 and 2 and 3 million a year mark, you're then at a position where it's like, if you continue to grow at that and you don't build an infrastructure around you, all of the edges start to fall away, and it gets super fucking stressful, and you get to the point where it's like you're trying to manage everything and deal with everything yourself. You have to take a step back and say, let's forget about earning money. Let's stop.
Right.
Put our hands on the table and say, right, what do we need and who do we need and where do we need them? Because we're entrepreneurs, we just tend to jump in everywhere, don't we?
Yeah.
I'm in there and then I'm in here and then I'm in there and I'm doing this and I'm doing that, and it just doesn't work past a certain level.
Have you ever thought about merging your playbacks of your webinars with MassPage? For example, like what I just showed you with Menterprise, but having those pages have in the center of it your actual like presentation of the replay of the webinar, but use the thing to kind of grab people and bring them into the page, but then use the fact that selling on webinars. Because I was just thinking about that. It's like, you are the king of webinars. You're the king of MassPage. We'll bring them together and like have the mass pages with your webinars on them. Just do a huge number of them. All of your replays, just collect them all and then make pages out of them with AI.
That would absolutely smash it, I would imagine, beyond belief. But I'm pulling down all of my old webinars completely. So there shouldn't be any about now, and the links shouldn't work anymore. And we're pulling down absolutely everything, and we're focused in one direction this year. And we're just going to focus. And I think that's one of the things you have to do to grow is say, right, what's our message? Who's our target market? Who's the customer we want to serve? And then start saying, right, what's their path? So this customer here, right, Mr. fucking Joe Blog sat over here, the first thing he needs to know is this, right? So we need to get him through the door and we need to teach him the basics, like from start to finish on the basics. And then we need to slowly take that person up a path which gradually brings them up and generates more money. And instead of us thinking about our products, like I know you're crazy on products and you're all over doing all these mad ideas, but instead of us thinking about our products, and instead of us, we're now more focused, rather than trying to sell, we want to focus on customers and their journey, so that we're looking at it and saying, right, this guy is going to come in through the door and he's probably going to spend anything from $200 to $1,000 with us right away. It's then going to take him 6 months to get from point A to point C or D, but we're going to take him all the way to Z over the next 2.5 years. And that's kind of what we do now. We've got like a line, and it's like, right, this is where the customer comes in, and we want to take him. And so customers might join mid thing where all right, I'm already doing 25 grand a month. I'm already at certain levels, and then it's like, right, how can we get that customer and get him to 250 grand a month? And that's kind of what we're focused on at the minute. So we're building out a platform, and we're building out a follow-on sequence that's going to enable people to go from jumping in on one of mine or Dave's webinars and going from being not even knowing anything at some points to getting all the way up to $250,000 a month. And that's kind of what we're doing. And a lot of the guys that we're working with now are getting to those levels very, very quickly, because we're utilizing local, we're using SEO, but we're also utilizing ads. And in the ads plot, I can't wait to show what Dave's done with the ad platform. That's coming up I keep trying to get him to come on here and share it with me, but he's like, not yet, right? To share it with everybody else. But what he's doing, I can't talk about it really, but it's ridiculous how he's used AI. And it's different than how I've seen anyone else use AI, to the point where it's got a functional use in a process that you're going to have to do every single day manually. With the click of a button, AI is going to change that. Do you know what I mean? Like, with your tool that you've got there, personally, to me, I think the best thing for that tool would be a WordPress plugin.
Right.
So you plug it into your WordPress account, and then all of a sudden, whenever you go to anywhere that there's content needs to be input, you just click drop down, click this, bang, content's been written, done. Then they don't have to leave. And that way, I feel like, because I think if you can give somebody a faster route to their desired outcome with less effort,
right,
which is my one sentence marketing book, I feel like that'll sell every single time.
Yeah, I mean, I think we
Um,
still have to be able to babysit AI for quite a long time. I think we'll be doing that, especially when our name is on something. But yeah, that's pretty exciting to use AI, especially when it comes to writing ads and being responsive with the ads to maybe like rewrite them or that kind of thing if they're not performing well. I mean, there's a lot of things that we can leverage AI for that would be sort of mundane for somebody, but yet it allows us to kind of leverage that time return and shorten that time that it takes to get your sales moving, right, and scale whatever you've got. So that's exciting. I'd love to see what he's got.
I want to show everybody. I'll be on here in a few weeks with it. I'm hoping. I really am hoping because I feel like it's a complete game changer.
That's
I mean,
awesome.
I'm assuming what he's doing, and that's another thing, right? And just for the people listening, you mentioned webinars. If you get one good sales presentation, like people, they'll build a sales presentation, and sometimes I do webinars with people, and their webinars are absolutely fucking crap, right? And I'll watch the webinar before we do it, and I'll go through what they're doing, and I'm like, your product's great, you think it's great, but the way you're selling it, it's never going to sell. It's absolutely ridiculous. If people, if you focus like 3 months on creating a webinar and following specific rules, like getting it right and actually selling to the customer's needs rather than trying to sell the product,
Right.
right? You'll never have to worry about selling your product ever again in your life, ever.
Yeah.
Like you've got to think about let's say you're trying to sell, like if you do it on social media and you go on social media and you're trying to sell one to as many as you possibly can, and then you're trying to sell to, if you're literally running ads to a webinar page, and that webinar page, let's say you're converting it, I don't know, let's say it's costing you a fiver to get an opt-in, and 20% of those people are showing up, so it's costing you $25. But if your webinar is converting at 15%, then you can potentially invest 3, 4, 5 grand a week in ads
Mhm.
and make 50 grand back
Yeah.
with no networking,
Right.
no affiliates, with no marketing, with literally, I've got an ad going to an opt-in page. And you've also got to realize it's costing you $5 per email, but those people are interested in what's going on in that webinar. And I think the biggest key to the webinar is curiosity on the opt-in page. It's where a lot of people try and sell what they're doing
Right.
to the customer.
Right.
And you shouldn't sell what you're doing. You should make them curious, and then they'll at least show up to try and figure out what it is. And if you don't tell them for the first 30 minutes, but you promise them something at the start of the webinar, and you say, if you stay until the end, I'm going to show you this, or I'm going to give you this, which is something that's specifically relevant to the right person, okay, so that you want to sell to, who's going to be interested in your products. They're going to get in there because they're interested to find out what it's about. They're going to stay to the end because you're going to give them something or show them something that's relevant to that specific person. And in the middle section, you're going to go through training, and then once you finish the training, you're going to say, and if you want to do it with us, this is how we can make this, and this easier for you. That little strategy there, that building of a webinar and creating it and getting it to the point where it's honestly, I mean, it's a license to print money. It fucking is. It's a license to print money, especially if you've got an email list. As well, because obviously you can email it out, but when you're running ads, that grows you're actually getting paid to grow your email list. And your email list, what's your most profitable part of your business?
I would say probably affiliate and consulting.
How do you sell affiliate stuff?
I think it's because I've done it. Probably
What's your
with my
medium?
son.
How do you get in touch with them?
What do you mean? How do I get in touch with? Probably mostly like the YouTube videos. Um, you know, basically whenever I do a YouTube video or all the Sunday lives, we did a lot of affiliate with that. Um, as far as I was doing about $2,500 a month just an affiliate with just like the enterprise pages that I put out. So I mean, things like I do the recurring affiliate offers as best I can, and it just sort of grows from there. As far as the consulting clients, of course I have that, and I could have unlimited client work if I wanted, but I just don't like trading time for money. So I really have a hard time like sitting there and just I've kind of gone through that phase of my life.
I'll tell you two things now then, because the first thing is you're the first person that's ever spoke to me on here where your email list is not your most profitable part of your business. The very first. So if there's one thing I would change about your business is I would focus definitely on an email on building an email list and using it regularly. I know people feel like they're mithering people, but it's every single successful entrepreneur I've spoke to. The email list is their most profitable part of their business.
Yeah, I didn't think of
Every
that. I
single
do
time.
use the email list a lot, but I didn't look at the cause and effect. I thought you were talking about where the actual money is, but you're right. The email is where it starts.
Yeah, yeah. I don't know anybody that doesn't. I don't know anybody that and I'm doing. I did a webinar last week about email marketing to my audience, and it didn't do very well at all. But I didn't do it for the money. I'm not asked that we didn't make many sales,
Right.
and I'm going to do another one tonight, in 35 minutes, and it's going to be again about email marketing. And I'm going to hammer home email marketing to the SEO crowd, because what I found is most of the SEO crowd don't utilize email, but they've got the best, like the amount of traffic we generate in SEO. Like, I mean, for the last 2 years plus, we've generated over 10,000 leads a month, right? With almost no work involved, because we've already done all the work years and years and years previous. Right. And I don't think it's ever dropped below 10,000. I think we get some weeks, some months we'll do 14, 15,000. It's fucking ridiculous. And the amount of traffic that's coming through those pages and the amount of opportunities to pick up emails and to sell to people off the back of that using an email list is, I mean, we make so much money. Like, so it's my most profitable thing I do is my emails and my webinars. And I feel like SEOs are missing the boat a little bit, because they see it as marketing. They don't see it as part of SEO. But the amount of fucking leads they've got coming through the business, the amount of contacts they can potentially get and sell to, even if doing like what you said. Like, I remember when we were doing the locksmithing, we used to sell insurance to people who'd phoned out a locksmith. And we were doing it via an autoresponder before we knew what an autoresponder was. And it's kind of the same situation now. We did it by accident. And a lot of SEOs, I mean, some of them you see showing like, oh yeah, it's gone from nothing to 500,000 visitors in 3 months. And it's like, holy fucking shit, man. If you think about, even if you could get 5% of those people to put their email into an opt-in form, you know that they're on the website because they're interested in that particular thing. Let's say the website doesn't have a phone number, doesn't have a contact form, and doesn't do anything other than pick up that 5% of emails and then sell to the motherfuckers. And it's like, how much are you missing out on here as an SEO? And I still don't see people doing it.
You know, when you talk to young people and you mention the word email, they think you're like a grandfather on AOL or something.
Yeah.
But, you know, when it comes down to it, we're still using email. We may not be using a fax machine, but we're using USB, we're using email, we're using our calendar. You know, these are things that don't change. They're never going to change. We're always going to be, even with AI, we're still going to be using a calendar. We're still going to be using email of some kind.
Unless that thing that Elon Musk's trying to put in everybody's head.
Yeah, the Neuralink.
Works.
Yeah.
Yes. If that works, then I feel like, we won't need anything. It'll automatically be there in our brain, won't it?
There'll still be a list.
Yes.
You'll still be, no matter what, you're still going to have a list. Either, you know, if it's mobile phone numbers you're sending to, or you're sending to a list of clients. Your data is, you know, 60 to 70% of the business worth, I think, always.
Yeah. So have you heard about this World Economics Forum? That's saying that people won't own anything, but they'll be happy. Have you heard that saying?
No, I haven't heard that.
So I think what they're trying to do is give people they're talking about everybody would get a global, once the AI takes off and all the rest of it, there'd be like a global income, like some sort of
universal basic income
for being alive. But then you wouldn't own anything, but you'd be happy and all that. And I'm like, I don't want that. But I mean, some people who are already on benefits, I'm assuming, would be like, yeah, this sounds awesome. But then people who have actually spent how many years working and grafting and growing a business and doing all. What do you think about that? Do you think it's going to happen, or do you think?
Well, you know what? We should throw it into AI and see what AI thinks, because you know, because the thing is you think about it, it's about the math and the economics of giving a universal basic income. Sometimes I'm like, whoa, the math actually kind of works on this, and you know, all of the currency that we're dealing with is just we agree on the value anyway. So you know, I mean, there may be a way that you could have an infinite money wheel. But I think that we would have to have people that are much better at math than me to actually say definitively, here's the settings for the infinite money wheel.
If it was going to happen, right, I think what they'd have to do is they'd have to take people down one industry at a time. So let's say they targeted doctors first. I'm not saying they will, but what I'm saying is, let's say they went after doctors first. They'd be like, okay, we're going to fire all the doctors because we've created these robotic doctors that are absolutely brilliant, that can see a million customers simultaneously all at the same time via one doctor on like Zoom call, and it can prescribe them all and go through them all and check them all, and they can even put the fingerprint on the fucking on the computer, and it'll read the blood levels and all that bullshit. So it's like, we don't need doctors anymore. So first thing we do is we give all doctors, anyone who's been a doctor, they get the universal income and they all go home and they stop working. And then they move on to the next industry and the next industry. And I guess that'd be the way it'd work. And slowly we'd start seeing industries dropping off.
I don't think it would ever be. I don't think it would ever be that streamlined. Like, they're talking about truck drivers that can be replaced by an android robot that can do a lot of the long hauling trucking. And, I mean, it's so interesting, like what we're looking at here. But the thing is that we're gonna have to kind of say, well, wait a second, how far are we gonna go without some sort of guidelines? And do we just like let this just rip, or do we say, let's just like say we're not going to be the pet of the robot? Like, where can we agree that we're not going to let the robots be our bosses? Because I think that that's an area that I think that that's where we lose a part of what makes us alive.
Do you not think if that happened, it'd be done by force anyway?
Yeah, I think you're right.
Yeah, so maybe they're building a robotic army as we speak that works off AI, and it's like, right, we're just going to ring these fuckers up. It's scary shit. I don't want to talk about it no more.
I know.
Right, Daryl, I've got a webinar coming up
in
30 minutes. I've kept, obviously me and you both love the same shit because I've kept you on longer than any other guest in the past, and I could still talk to you for another week. And obviously I like all the cool, crazy ideas that you do, which is awesome. I think that's why every time we speak, we end up talking for 2 or 3 hours, is because we both think a little bit outside the box and we both go after. We both do mad shit. If people want to work with you, people want to get in touch with you, I always ask this question. If people are interested in obviously, whether it's to do with Relevant.Page, whether it's to do with Mass.Page, whether it's to do with anything that you're working on right now, or they just want to reach out and speak to you, where did they go? What URL did he target? Like you shown that one of Steve's before. That flawlessfollowup.com was his URL where he wants people to contact him.
I always tell everybody to go to Daryl.chat. That's DARYL.CHAT. And it starts a communication with me, just like it would with Facebook Messenger or anything. And it's all my websites all tie into that. And we can start a conversation from there.
Cool. Well, what I'll do, mate, is if you could send me Daryl.chat on Skype. When this video goes live, my team will look at it and probably start sending it live tomorrow or the next when I do. It'll be a few days, but I'll make sure that that link's also put into the chat, mate, so people can contact you and people can get you on. Really appreciate you turning up and spending so long with me and showing a few of your secrets. I know there's still one that you kept that you wouldn't share, but maybe next time. And hopefully we will get you on again in the near future. And just thank you very much, pal. And cheers, everyone, for watching. We'll see you next time.
All right,
thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye.